Wrap up the holidays with the perfect gift. Give them what they want.
Can you tolerate some show and tell?
Oh, absolutely.
We all know, like, if you want to go to a comic book convention or whatever, if you live in my area, you can go to Rhode Island Comic-Con in Providence. You can go to stuff in the cities. But what's less common is in my area, a 15-minute drive to a con is a rare thing. So when one comes around, like a toy expo or collectibles expo, I always want to go check it out. This cool kind of, I guess it's like a rec center. It's a really big compound called Long Play in Tiverton, Rhode Island. And it's got an ice skating rink, an indoor ice skating rink. It's got an area that's just nothing but bounce castles. They have an arcade. And then they had this kind of expo floor for what was, I don't remember what the con was called. One thing that did take me by surprise a little bit was it was $7 for kids, the door charge, and it was $12 for adults just to walk in the place. And it wasn't a humongous show floor. It was manageably sized, I would say. But the stuff inside was quite fun. First of all, VHS, there was VHS to be found. This is your section, boys. There's VHS all over the damn place. In fact, like I would say maybe like 30% of the booths had some like misc VHS just sitting there.
I think VHS it's on a renaissance. It's on a nostalgic renaissance.
Remember years ago, I was like, what do you think? Do you think it'll ever come back? And we got all those comments that were like, no.
Will VHSs be worth something? And I'm like, the answer is no, but I want to know what you think.
Yeah. Jane, you ignorant slut.
How come I'm always right? How come? How does he do it? How does he always manage? I came home with a bunch of crap. And I want to show you. One of the things I think is the most fun are the novelty items by local artists, like kind of the Etsy sellers that are there. I think those are always really fun. And so maybe I'll start with those. So there was a booth from a lady named MadamMacabre, and what she does is these VHS display pieces. And so this is an orange tape of Halloween. With kind of the fake blood, right? So it sits on your shelf. And the reason I bought this one was because the fall leaves I thought were a really nice touch.
It's like a nice Halloween decoration.
And the tape is like a little bit flipped out. It's got the blood. It's got the side label too, which is cool. I do have one critique, which is I would prefer, this is just a me thing, if it was the actual label from the actual tape as opposed to just a poster of the movie on the tape. But I do understand her creative decision because that was probably like a Fox label or something. It probably wouldn't be super obvious. But then maybe instead of doing the tape itself, maybe do the sleeve. So then that would be the poster. I don't know. But the orange tape is cool. It's cool. So I grabbed it.
Yeah, I think that's why. The orange like pops. So it stands out on a shelf.
And then I got two others. These are like green goo. One is one of your favorites. Ghostbusters.
The fuck was that?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
And Toxic Avenger. How could I not?
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Bustin' makes me feel good. There's a theme song for Toxic Avenger too. It's like Toxic Avenger. Toxic Avenger. He's a hideously deformed monster hero of superhuman size and strength. In the first movie, before he had his own theme song, the Toxic Avenger theme song, the theme song of the first movie, where I think before they realized he was like a franchisable sort of superhero character, it was supposed to be like a fitness club horror movie. That's kind of what it was supposed to be. Because Melvin was like a janitor at a fitness club. And the opening song was called Body Talk. It was like, I just want to listen to your body talk. Body talk. Super 80s. You know, it's got these very 80s female asses shaking around and stuff. Where there really wasn't much of an ass in the 80s. We mostly just had the kind of one-piece swimsuit. So I think these are cute. I'm going to put and she even put a little horror sticker, a little circular horror sticker on there.
Horror.
And I see that the tape is not rewound. It's got a balance of tapiness. So I had to pick them up. And you know what? They were way too expensive. I think they were, I want to say they were maybe like $25-$30 each. But you go home with them, you know?
No, you're supporting local artists or whatever.
Yeah, VHSs. I just kept coming across them. Around Christmas time, I was like, it's really fun to pull a Christmas tape off the shelf and put in a Christmas tape. People love their horror tapes. I love them too. I think they're great. That's a vibe too, you know, and Halloween specials, that's great. But Christmas is a little bit, I think, underrepresented. I don't think people are diving for the Christmas tapes necessarily. You know, this one I can't say no. That's Pinky and the Brain's Christmas. Not only is it in good shape, that makes a big difference for me. Not only is it this beautiful Pinky and the Brain art, and it's a Christmas tape, and it's one of my favorite shows. This is the best episode of Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain was the only show I could get my dad to like watch with me.
Cheeses, a wonderful cheese from around the world. Thank you, cheeses. I want to eat you all.
It's so good.
Pinky is so fucking funny. There's an episode. It's like Mouse of La Mancha, and Brain is singing like about my huge frontal lobe or something, and Pinky starts going, "I'm Pinky, yes, I'm Pinky. I point and I nuff and I say egad." This is so obnoxious. But anyway, Pinky is eager to get his letter to Santa, and the whole episode he's trying to get his letter to Santa, and Brain is smacking him, going, "Not now, Pinky. I'm trying to take over the world." He's got his big plan. And finally, like right before he's about to successfully like possess all the children in the world on Christmas morning, he sees Pinky's letter to him. And it's Pinky being like, "Dear Santa, I just love my friend Brain so much. He really wants the world. Can you just give him the world? I just want to give him the whole world." I'm like, oh my God, it's so sweet. It's so nice. He gives him a little earth on a keychain as a gift on Christmas morning. And Brain breaks into tears, and he calls the whole thing off and doesn't take over the world. It's a great, and you know what? I think if it didn't win an Emmy, it was nominated for one. So this is like some high quality entertainment, especially at Christmas time. Brown bricks. This is distributed by Deke. This is one of them tapes that's 22 minutes.
Deke.
Yeek. Deke. It's one of those 22-minute tapes. I love it. It's right on the back. It's Inspector Gadget.
Is this saying dick?
Surprising Santa Claus. Everybody's favorite bungling bionic wonder, Inspector Gadget, is summoned to the snow drifts of the North Pole to solve his coolest case ever. Assignment: rescue an imprisoned Santa Claus from the dastardly Dr. Claw and keep Christmas merry for the children of the world. Go, go, Gadget. Frankly, that's most Christmas special plots is Santa is tied up. Santa is indisposed. The main character is going to have to either save Christmas, which involves, a last minute effort at getting or the main character is actually going to have to deliver the presents themselves.
Yeah, that's usually one of those two.
It's a Wonderful Life. But not just on any tape, a shitty colorized version of its own.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful movie. David Lynch, tearing up to it. How could I say no?
Yeah.
My sister, who, for anybody who knows, she was diagnosed with breast cancer 6 months ago, and she's had to go through, the whole thing to try to get over this breast cancer, from the surgery to chemo to radiation, but she's cancer free as of about a few weeks ago. So thank you for anybody who was thinking of her or praying for her. Her favorite movie was always Forrest Gump. And what's so funny about this, like the minute I saw this tape, I was like, that is like so Christie's tape, man. She always said that Forrest Gump was her favorite movie. And I believe her, I do. But my sister's one of those people that does not like movies. And so she falls asleep, she's one of these types. Like, I remember around the holidays, I was like, "Hey, can we put in a movie?" And she was like, "No, because I want to stay awake. Like, you can't put a movie in, I'll collapse." I remember she had like a bookshelf, and she had one movie. It was just this, and it was just this spine. Yeah. And so when I saw it, I was like, I gotta have it.
Father, the sleeper has awakened.
This might be my favorite find. Okay, Dune, David Lynch's Dune on tape.
Get real.
Yeah, I got real, all right. The poster art, it suits it so well. Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw this, it was right after because I'm a late comer to this movie. It was right after the newer one, and I was like, what is all this shit? It's grown on me. It's great, like in my mind. I'm like, especially
you yearn for Sting in that Speedo. He knife fights Agent Cooper at the end. Oh, you gotta love it.
Oiled up knife fights.
Yeah, but the knife fight was like probably barely choreographed. They're just like, just do this. Do this.
Do this.
Just try to stab him and stop him.
Brown bricks. Minecraft. Get real with Minecraft.
You fuckhead. That is the stupidest thing you interpreted there.
This is why Superman works alone.
The Batman quadrilogy, you know, Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. I had them all on tape. I still have them all on tape. But I was never thrilled about the quality. I bought them from used places and stuff. They were beat up. And I was like, it's okay. I just want them on tape, right? Then I come across for $5 each. They're all sealed. It's just all four of them. All four of them sealed. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, fine. Fine. And I see price tags. It was $23.98 for a movie.
Oh.
And they crossed it out. It was the sale price was $20.90. I was thinking about that the other day. You know, all this talk of expensive video games. In the heyday of DVD, a brand new DVD would have been somewhere between $19.99 and $23.99 normally. Yeah. For a brand new DVD. You know, people paid that pretty happily. And that's one of those examples of like how digital and streaming completely devalued so now it's like, it's just not as important. I was just thinking how interesting it is that digital video games have not managed to devalue physical video games. Right. Yeah. And the reason is because we still sell it video game per video game. We don't sell the Game Pass thing isn't quite so popular.
Because people were bringing up like, oh, well, N64 games were like $80 sometimes. It's like, yeah, but you had to manufacture a cartridge.
Yeah.
and put it on a shelf. But now it's $80 and it's just digital basically. So.
They did have LaserDisc. There was quite a few. And, Clockwork Orange is one of the greatest. Oh, yeah. So I grabbed it. I think this is a great find. It was $10 on LaserDisc. Yeah, I mean, dude, right on the cover. Being the adventures of a young man whose principal interests are rape, ultraviolence, and Beethoven. Put it right on the cover. They say that. Rape, they say.
Yeah.
A word you can't even really say on YouTube.
Check it out.
He loves these things.
You do too, so why don't you check it out?
Young man. But I grabbed it. And so I was standing outside the con. Gloria was starting to get a little bored. And I run into, Nina had been standing out there with her for a bit, and she had run into a coworker, and the coworker looked like horror film fan adjacent. And her husband really looked like this dude likes horror movies. And so he saw me with this and he was like, oh, like I was going to grab that because he had seen it. And I was like, oh, sorry about that. And he's like, that's okay. I really only want it if I can get it signed. And I was like, by who? He's like, Malcolm McDowell. And I was like, when's Malcolm McDowell going to sign it? He's like, oh, he's supposed to be at Rhode Island Comic Con. So I was like, is that your whole thing? Is like, I collect media that gets signed. And he's like, yeah, I don't really do anything that's not like, I only want it if I can get it signed by a relevant person to the, I was like, that's it's just kind of an interesting collector's thing. I'm not myself super hyped about like signatures on things personally.
I have my favorite Malcolm McDowell performances in the beginning of the South Park episode where it's
I love it. I'm a British person.
I'm a British person. Great expectations.
Hello, I'm a British person.
She taught him how to eat box.
He was schooled in several languages. He was taught fencing and marksmanship, and he was shown how to dance and how to eat box.
When I was dating my wife, she had to do a whole like semester on Great Expectations, and so she was like studying it and reading the book, and I'm like, hey, let's put on the South Park episode. She watched that and she was reading so much. She's like, I don't remember which is from the South Park episode and what's this from the real book. Was there like robot monkeys?
Hit the little boy in the head with the large log. It's kind of like a Boxdemic versus Birdemic.
It is. It's exactly that.
Famously, one of the most hated episodes of South Park.
I fucking love it. It's awesome.
It's fantastic. Taught him how to eat box. It's great. I every time, whenever I want to impersonate Malcolm McDowell, there was some Stanley Kubrick documentary where Malcolm was a little older, and he was like, I guess they fell out or they stopped talking. He was like, and I wrote him a letter, and I said, Stanley, pick up the phone and call me.
Some of the things that I said about him, which were perhaps unfair, maybe it was a cry out to say, Stanley, pick up the phone and call me.
That's for some reason my way into his impression, like, call me. But probably the way in should be how to eat box.
You cannot defeat me. I am a Heidelberg fencing champion.
Easter's coming up, and Gloria was like, I really want to, I want to dress up for Easter. I want to get an Easter dress. I want Mom to get an Easter dress. And so Nina was like, I don't know. She's like, let's just go to Savers. And it's like a local used thrift store. She's like, I'll let her pick out something sparkly and, I'll throw it out when it's all done. And, I guess I could have guessed that Savers would have had VHSs, but It had more VHSs than, because these days you go to a church fair or something. 10 years ago, there was always VHSs. Now you don't see them. So I thought for sure we'd be in that territory. No, dude, it's got walls of DVDs and VHSs. And I was very impressed. And good stuff. Yeah. And in good quality. And for $2.49 each. I said that on Discord to the other VHS collectors, and they were like, I don't buy anything that's under 99. That's over 99 cents. And I was like, oh, I can afford a $2.49 VHS if I want it.
In my universe, it's not Berenstain or Berenstain.
Berenstain. Berenstain.
Mandela.
The Mandela effect.
It's Bloodstain.
Yeah, so this includes the Berenstain Bears Christmas and a few bonus episodes, including the bike lesson, Inside, Outside, Upside Down, the Berenstain Bears, and the Missing Dinosaur Bone. So this will be fun for Glow because we actually read her these books.
Poo-poo to the whoos, he was grinchily humming.
Now I match you. I got How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I had this as a child, this very one.
Yeah, I think I have the exact same one.
I picked it up. It's fun and all to have a shitty colorized version of It's a Wonderful Life, but maybe it'd be good to have the black and white one too.
Yeah, that's the one I have too.
Do you have this very one?
Same box.
Rude Officer Ed Knows Reindeer. That's some children's book I read when I was a kid. It was about a 12-year-old that wanted to be a stand-up comedian. There's a big setup to some giant joke that stuck in my head the rest of my life. There was an officer named Ed, and he was rude, and he knew that it was going to rain. And they were like, well, Rude Officer Ed knows reindeer. Christmas time is here. The other classic, Charlie Brown, Chuck. Chuck Brown.
That's perfect. That's perfect for a fucking CRT. Oh my God.
Right? 4x3, etc., etc. And then finally, The Santa Claus. One of the, truly has stood the test of time as a Christmas classic, this one. Yeah. The sequels, I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
but
I think I've only seen this first sequel.
These remind me of maybe like Men in Black a little bit, where the first one's real good. And then they made a bunch more, and who cares?
Yes.
And finally, just one last thing to show you. I have a friend at work who, and this goes with our theme too, of Christmas VHSs. She's a big horror movie fan, and she bought some big collectible set of Terrifier 3 on Amazon, but it came with a collectible VHS, and she did not want it. And so I got it, and it's sealed.
Wow.
And it's Christmassy, and I'm totally thrilled to have this. I might not unseal it, because I have the other one, Terrifier 2. So I've become something of a Terrifier VHS collector somehow.
I've never seen these movies.
I only saw the first one. I refuse to unseal these, so I'll never get to see them, unfortunately.
Batman on video cassette. The gift you want to give. The gift they want to get.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.